this is, I don't know, I think the second or third time I'm coming back to this after like just a month of not doing anything. And consistency sucks. I think that's kind of the name of the game today. So keeping everything simple, let's dive into that. Welcome back to the Keeping Everything Simple podcast. I'm your host and fellow student, Michael Klukas, and on this show, we boil down complicated topics into simple and actionable tips. And yeah, like I said, it's been about another month since I actually last uploaded a video, and that one was kind of a shot in the dark. Let me just kind of ramble and talk in the car. And this one has kind of like that same vibe, but still a proper sit down, let's talk podcast. One of the big hiccups that I've been running into, and that I imagine you guys have probably run into at some point as well. Like if you're in school right now, or even if like you're working full time, you recognize that right now is summer, at least here in the US. And we recognize that, hey, we would like to, have that summer break that we all remember. Those ones where we were able to spend hours and hours just doing nothing or doing whatever we wanted to do without the worries or constraints about any other responsibilities. But as we grow older, the summers get more and more filled. They get more and more busy with different types of things and works that we have to do, and it gets tiring. It unfortunately gets to the point where then I wonder, oh, well, what else do I get to do? What else do I have to do? And how can I stay consistent with the things that need to get done? And that's like where this kind of first issue comes in, is that consistency requires willpower, and usually a lot of it. At least if you're just trying to essentially go at consistency with this idea of, oh, I'm going to just force myself to do the thing, whatever that really actually needs to be. And that's tiring. It's not easy. And I imagine, again, you guys have probably felt this as well at some point, where you're trying to get something done. You're procrastinating. You know that you should do the thing, whether that is meal prepping, whether that is starting that project, starting that book, reading or reading that book, or going to the gym. It's just something that you need your willpower to stay on top of and to keep working at. And again, it doesn't come easy. And so it sucks. Like, trying to stay consistent sucks at times, and that's okay. I want to emphasize that, because right now, even I'm in that cycle and that rut of like, oh, there's some things I'm doing super great at consistency wise, but there's other things where I'm like, ooh, I'm just falling off that bandwagon over and over and over, and it's disappointing every single time it happens, and then it's also very tiring every time I want to get back onto that bandwagon. That makes sense? And I think that's just part of the cycle of consistency, at least consistency with willpower as its fuel, because there's a limited amount of willpower and decision-making power that we have every single day. There's thousands upon thousands of micro decisions that we make in every instance. And so with that, by the time we get to the end of the day, if there's something that we've been meaning to stay consistent on, we have less mental willpower and decision-making power to actively convince ourselves to do the thing. And that's also really annoying, because it's a limiting factor into what we actively can put our time towards. But that's why what's best for us doesn't always come easy. So I'm going to use, again, the gym as the workout, or gym as the example here, because that's usually one of my favorite examples. It's super simple for, I think, everyone to understand. Working out, we know, is good. Working out, we know, is a healthy practice for us. It allows us to not only extend our lifespan, has better quality of life today. We're able to actively go out and do more. If we have kids, it allows us to keep up with our kids. And we just know, all in all, working out in general, taking care of your general health is a good thing. It's not always easy. Getting to the gym whenever you have time to do so, that's a little hard. Getting to the gym consistently every single day, that's a bit harder. Getting to the gym consistently with a good solid workout plan and a good solid progression of, or doing progressive overload, that's harder. And then you have like the ideal variations where it's, oh, let me then get to the point where I am not only on top of my workouts, I am meal prepping to the max, I am tracking all my workouts, I'm tracking all my sets, I'm progressively overloading, etc., etc., etc. You get the point. And so this is why I say that what's best for you doesn't always come easy, and that's perfectly okay to recognize and to just contend with and accept that reality. There are going to be some things that are good for you that will just require more effort to stay on top of. But this is where the two kind of tricks that have come into the picture for me have been really helpful, and I hope they're helpful for you guys as well, is that you want to lower the amount of willpower that you need to do. And one of the ways to do that is making a pre-decision. So what a pre-decision is honestly, it's just deciding to do the thing or making a game plan before you actually have to do the thing. So again, we're going to use workouts as an example here because this happened to me this morning. I wake up at 5 a.m. Actually, to be more precise, I will wake up at 4:40 in the morning, pretty much every single weekday. So that way I can get to the gym on time and have enough workouts or have enough time to work out and to get back into my house and to sit down and work on either computers, book writing, script writing again, or any other number of items on my to-do list. The way that I make this a bit more effortless with a bit less willpower is I pre-decide what's going to happen the night before. So I have a workout plan that I follow, and with that, I log it all into Notion, and I am going through and I'm plotting it down the day before. Like I'm going through and saying, oh, I'm going to do this workout, I'm going to do this many sets, I'm going to do it for this long, then I'm going to run for this long, etc., etc., etc. But because I've made the decision beforehand, I'm not deciding morning of, oh, what workout should I do today? Do I want to do arms, which is always enticing? Do I want to do legs? Do I want to do upper body, lower body split? Like how do I want to do isolation exercises? How do I want to do this? So because I've decided beforehand what's going to happen, that means in the moment, the only decision I have to make is, am I going to get up on time and get it done? So I've lowered the amount of willpower needed to stay consistent. And it happens also with like meal prepping, because if I want to hit a certain calorie goal and a certain protein goal, I can try to decide that day of, okay, all right, I have to hit this, or I have to go buy this amount of food and get this amount of protein shakes in. And I just got to think about it all. When an easier way is, oh, I've meal prep lunch. I'm going to have the same thing for lunch every single day of that week. That takes the guessing work out of it. The guessing game is gone. The decision-making power or the need to make a decision is gone because it's just going to be the same thing I had the day before and the day before that. And so that lowers, again, the amount of willpower needed and the amount of decision-making needed. Because, yeah, it's a lot more tempting to say, oh, I'm just going to go hit, Subway or something like that. Maybe get some Taco Bell, and that will be my lunch because it's easy, it's fast, it's relatively cheap comparatively, and I'll be able to have lunch. But that wouldn't hit the goal I want to have, or that wouldn't help me stay consistent with the lifestyle I want to lead. And so it's just a matter of, oh, okay, let me do the thing beforehand, make the decision beforehand, do the prep work beforehand, almost kind of like in a Batman-esque kind of way of like, hey, if I do the prep work, if I prepare properly, this should go off without a hitch, in theory. But when I say in theory, that's where the points come up of the 80-20 rule. I've mentioned this before. 80% of your results are derived from 20% of your efforts. And so the thing that you have to realize is consistency isn't about doing 100% perfection every single day in terms of whatever your goals are, whatever that to-do list is. It's about doing that 80% from the 20% of efforts. Because for today in the gym, I slept in a little bit, and then I debated and literally sat there in my workout clothes for 5 minutes asking myself, am I actually going to do my full workout today? Or am I going to focus on the 20% that I know will get me 80% of the results. And that's exactly what I did. I focused on my heaviest lifts. I did a nice little warm up, but then I focused on the heaviest compound movements that I could do. Stuff that I know at the end of the day, based off the current science, if I'm following like Jeff Nippard or Mike Israetel from Renaissance Periodization, then I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is what is going to get me 80% of the results from 20% of my inputs. And that's great for maintaining that consistency, because the other option was I just don't go to the gym at all. And I would have felt a little bit disappointed in that, because that meant I would have not hit my 3 workouts this week, and I would have had to at some point somehow make it up. So when things don't go according to plan, or when your prep work falls a little bit short, then focus on that 80-20 rule of what are the 20% of inputs you can give, that 20% of effort that you can give that will give you 80% of the results. It's not going to put you all the way there, but it will get you close, and much closer than if you decided to do nothing at all. And just to sum it all up, yeah, consistency, again, it sucks because it is this up and down roller coaster. It is this constant attempt to do what you can and stay on track with the plan that you do have, or the goals that you have. But it doesn't have to always be so problematic, because if you lower the amount of willpower needed by putting in the proper prep work and making a game plan beforehand, then you set yourself up for success. And then in the days or the times where the plan goes off the rails, or for whatever reason you can't execute to the full capacity, then focus on the 80-20. Do the 20% of the work that will give you 80% of the results, and maintain your consistency of just showing up and putting in more work than if you decided not to show up at all. But with that, I hope you guys found that helpful, and understand that, again, consistency, we're all going to fall off of it at some point here or there. But what matters most is that we get back on. We try to get back on track, and we give it our best every single time, whatever our best that day happens to be. But if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like this video and subscribe down below. Ring the notification bell so you know every time that I upload a new episode. If you listen to us on Spotify or another podcast app of choice, make sure you leave or give us a 5-star rating, and give us a follow as well so you know every time that we upload a new episode. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time. Keeping everything simple, go out there and do great things.